Over 40 years ago, I stopped drawing. In September 2024, I picked up a pencil and tried again. Less than 2 years later, those little doodles became a published book. This is how it happened. Before September 2024, I hadn't seriously drawn since high school, and honestly, I had no idea if I could still do it. Before this art channel, I actually started a gardening channel. I love gardening. I love growing things, but there was one problem. Gardening is hard work. I'm not 18 anymore. I'm not even 40 anymore. As of this video, I'm 57. And my knees hurt, my feet hurt, and my back hurts. And keeping up with that kind of content wasn't something I could do forever. So I started asking myself a question. What could I create every day for years that my body would not reject? And the answer actually came from my brother. He's 4 years older than I am. He had started a gardening channel also. And he was dealing with the exact same problems I was. Sore knees, sore back, long days. Then one day, he started an art channel. And it reminded me of something I hadn't done since high school. Draw. He convinced me to start my own channel, and honestly, I didn't know if I could still do it. So on September 10th, 2024, I started an art channel too. And I started completely from scratch. In this section, I'm going to show you my very first day back to drawing and compare it to what I'm creating today. See if you can spot the differences. This was one of my very first videos. I started my journey with lessons from You Can Draw in 30 Days by Mark Kistler. I started with a sphere, an apple, and honestly, I wasn't very good. Not exactly masterpiece material. The camera angle was wrong, the lighting was poor, too much of the desk was in the frame. The camera was attached to the drawing table, so every movement shook the shot. Even tried filming outside in the Missouri Ozarks, which sounded like a great idea, until the wind started blowing, the shadows started moving, and every cloud changed the lighting. But I knew one thing. The only way to get better was to draw. So I followed Mark Kistler's lessons, one drawing, one page, one video at a time. Over the next few months, I changed cameras, changed settings, changed lighting, and slowly improved the quality of the videos. So if you compare those early videos to what I'm making now, you can see just how long that journey has been. But camera quality wasn't my only problem. You see, I thought I'd find my art style in a few weeks. I wanted to do drawing book reviews, then pet portraits, then fantasy art, children's illustrations, and then something else. I wasn't finding my style. I was chasing it. I thought it was easy to find it. I was completely wrong. So I started experimenting. Fantasy sketchbook, woodland animals, baby animals, couple storybooks, Inktober, Dinovember, ocean critters, farm critters, African critters, coloring books, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas and Christmas ornaments, read aloud stories, ASMR. I tried everything. I drew fantasy creatures, I drew dinosaurs, I drew farm animals, I made coloring books, I experimented with read aloud videos. Every playlist was basically me asking myself, is this it? Is this my style? Is this what people want to watch? The funny thing is, the answer had been hiding in front of me the whole time. One day I drew a sad little critter, and my views started to increase. Then I drew more, same result, about the same views. Then I gave it a problem. Retention started to go up, so I drew more of them. Then I gave it a happy ending. That's all it was, a tiny story in two different pictures. A cow, a chick, a sad rhino sitting in the snow, a sad duck looking up in the rain, a sad mouse in a downpour, a frog waiting in the snow for spring, A bee searching for flowers. Then I started drawing two critters per video. One critter sad, worried, or frantic because it had lost something. The second critter happy after the problem was solved. They weren't just static drawings anymore. They were little stories. And something surprising happened. People cared. People connected with them. I'm not getting 50,000 views yet, but after 594 videos, I'm still learning and growing. And that's when something unexpected happened. I looked at all these little stories and realized something. This isn't just a YouTube channel anymore. This could be a book. I already have coloring books and storybooks available on Amazon that I videoed here on YouTube, but those were planned. This just happened by accident. After drawing nearly 100 lost and found critters, I realized I wasn't looking at random videos anymore. I was looking at a collection. So I started putting them together, page by page, story by story, critter by critter. And eventually, this happened. For years, I thought artists found a style. I don't think that's true anymore. I think artists build one drawing at a time, one experiment at a time, one failure at a time. You keep showing up at 4 a.m. drawing, and eventually you look back and realize, there it is. If you're learning to draw, if you're starting over, if you're wondering whether it's too late, I'm 57 years old. I came back to drawing after 40 years away. And the thing that finally connected with people wasn't some grand masterpiece. It was a little doodle. So keep drawing. You never know which drawing changes everything. Sometimes it leads to a book. When I first started making videos again, I really wasn't sure what direction to go. I enjoy gardening, nature, and being outside. And for a while, I thought maybe that's kind of the channel I would build. But every time I sat down with a pencil, these little characters would keep showing up. A sad duck, a worried frog, a lonely turtle, a frightened rabbit. The more I drew them, the more I realized they weren't really about animals at all. They were tiny stories. Stories about losing something, stories about finding something, stories about having a difficult day and somehow making it through. I wasn't trying to create a book. I was simply trying to draw again after many years away from art. But one critter after another, all of these stories started fitting together. The ducks, the frogs, the turtles, and the rabbits became part of something bigger than I expected. That's how Lost and Found Critters, Tiny Stories of Hope, came to life. I'm grateful that I followed the drawings instead of the plan. Sometimes we think we know exactly where we're supposed to go, and life takes us somewhere else. For me, it wasn't a gardening channel. It became tiny hand-drawn stories. And somehow, those little stories became a book. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.